washed away, their livelihoods were taken away. Mr. Speaker, this calls for urgent attention by the government. Right, Mr. Speaker, those affected communities amounted to about 1,200 people from the NADMO's calculation, and over 500 houses were all demolished.
It's really a sad situation in those three constituencies, and it calls for immediate government intervention, Mr. Speaker. I listened to the news this morning. About 15 communities were affected, and from the news bulletin, NADMO had not visited Assat yesterday, per what I heard on CTFM, which is not very good, Mr. Speaker. The tidal waves along the coastal belt, which is about 500 kilometers across this country, that is from the Anglo side of the country to Elubo, ought to be given the requisite attention, Mr. Speaker. I read that the minister was making a pledge on behalf of government that government will have to raise funds to complete the 8 kilometers of coastal sea defense or coastal protection within that enclave. I know Amandi did the phase 1, and the phase 2 is about 8 kilometers, which has to be completed.
Mr. Speaker, I cannot deny the fact. In fact, as I stand here before you, I am sure that if you could see beyond what's here, it's within me, I'm still crying. It's traumatizing to hear it repeated so often. It will be appreciated if some action is taken. Mr. Speaker, I didn't cry only because I have enough tears. I cried because I thought of the people I went to with the Minister for Roads, for Works and Housing. I went to those communities with him. I went to the same communities with His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. And yesterday when I got there, those homes were all gone. I want His Excellency the President to hear me too. I've been speaking. He can't say he hasn't heard me. I'm urging this House to stand by the people of Ketu South. What will warm our hearts is to see that indeed the contractors have moved to site.
I think this is a very important statement, and I believe the contributions, apart from few tangential issues, have been okay. I think we will never leave this unattended to. So we are making reference, we are referring this particular statement to the Committee on Works and Housing. Please immediately meet and report to this House. I would have wished that the Minister for Works and Housing is here, but he's not here. We also encourage him to come and tell the House something. But please meet. If you have to visit the site, do that and let the House hear something from you as soon as practicable.
Say ko atoye mantem a miahudu ana wo mu ye galamse aban ama wo mu ejano yenya ne ntie se aban ebeso wo mu asene ama won ya eni adwuma ye no wo mu nsa akabi na afenso wo manya sika eni akade bi a wetumi ede ahye adwuma ase na we no enipa be se 1000 apem eni edo mu ebehya ase.
Illegal mining, a free titinano idea, ha woman Ghana pa, na enu enkamfo no 2017 January mu, and His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, can say, want to see Emma among for emfa kuntunasi, into a form a goodie, and sa and say yin shoe and the ensasi.
Oswafo sha kwansu dia to dwase yakwan ahodo ne sese de wonum ebe ne yie pa ne akyekyem mienu kama na ose enu se enu emfie mpinu ne aduonu na 2024 na sa adwuman wonum aye ate wonsa afri ho.
Yeah, road inspection from Accra to Apejwa Junction. Unuza ekwan no ye no abotwa mienu so because say who say eniema ekosoma accident si a enipa yenkrofo ewu eye kase a ebonsa ho no this is a President Kufuado aban they seen an issue in particularly this second year of roads say ye be double roads of all the major trunk roads and then yet trunk roads no kwa so we share city roads and urban roads ube hu say urban roads for no ascati baby a possible to ease congestion double road and any idea so that's the way to go na ye jai cars here a bonsa ho no na so nyame amwa kakra bi na bomwa e ma ye nkrofo bebrewu ya na areho sabi kafra enipa ye nipa memfa nipa nto emwa ho sabi emwa to say poultry num na say yare esimwa mass deaths na wonya nipa enkukọ be 100,000 na won awu abum enipa de enipa hu hia papa nti onipa ba ko pekura hwere ni nkwa na ha dwene nti ya reho pa say ye country ha accident to misi ye hu bi last year Kintampo kwamu Cape Coast kwamu one accident na nipa 50 adonum na won awu aden because of cars ye bomunti so ye case ye dual carriage sabi kafra and chese accident into means but ye bomb pay say man see there but enu dey see a nipa enwusa fatalities nipa wu last week in accident you see nipa 20 awu on the spot nipa pa yen krofo ye nuanum ye ma ye yirenum ye kunum ye wofanum ye nanfofo areho okay nti ye building double roads near friend dualization so na ye de Accra Kumasi in the shots here started early 2000 President Kufona a chassis and now obele ya say between 2009 and 2016 senka abano etwa so anka ba now ka ye ninam Kumasi echi what I say na won jatu ho President Kufuado na obewie one side the Accra bound side na osan wie suhum overpass na onua open to traffic say ene ye koye wahu adwuma China water for eye for the other side okay
I was for year to work as a bono so National Democratic Congress ND Samanyokono one of the Sadia Akoto or main process second Inspector General of Police and him say any dear mother 1 million extra ballot papers in no link printing press for one equa printing year 2020 a year about 20 moon sanka beya and kawomo and she not 1 year emushimu and manimu ya no na IGP Dr. George Akufu Dampare san semino mo de command na General Secretary ND Samanyokono ora asiedu enketia ena de nsa ehya ase nam so wonom ede koye na no ena party no anampo ND Samanyokono womo akire mu pefe se saa papers 1 million ballot papers no wose ekwan a wonom fa so print ye no etiamra pa ano no omo ehya ase ede ho so bobi krampo ebo electoral commission ena afenso ino link fo esansa bra wom bututo hu nsemisa hodo ema ne ino link fo no wo man hyeda anya anuye papa bia amfa ma wo mo eno nti de NDC fo kan ne se ekwan bia so ewo se electoral commission ene ino link fo no ye bo wonom ekwan duo asunye pa na numu no eno mo saade tu dwase wo agents no ene ko hu saade we na mo kyerese wo mo ko ho abra Afia kwabre South abato mpesua so mo de kotu inoling for anampo electoral commission for nim say wo mo print papers no ebiem na no ne beto just say 1 million bi kura gu baabi age say agent for no mo twen ya na so answers mo de mine na nhye da ento asumu inoling for e kire say na sa papers no backup na oba bi kura ho no susu editu just say omo di gu ho se be ya se run off bi kura ba wo betuma use sa papers no na no e na NDC for the atodwa sa answers na link for the ma wo mo no se be so emfa kwan mu ento asomo no nti wo mo di tuma enye ye eni nyina ka binti e na omo aboabo won sema no a wo de akoto IGP nim se sa ansem hunu ya se bi link for the electoral commission for country wo mo no wo mo enye mu hwehwemu pa se da be ya eja no kura etue mu no wo mo betumi ehu na wo hu asem no ne ka efa ye to akase bono eso mrashi bedwani emma woja abato mpesua so a woni mamete na mensa yenya ne ntie se wakwa commission 11 unit classroom block B o woja gbawe gonse hono.
In the name of the Father, the Son,
because 1 year, only 1 year, on the 4th of December, the other call election 2020, and I made ye bubu school I say you see. If you are we are not going to one the call election to the dada catch and say, yeah, but no, that for until I be no, let that down. Now, yeah, and we are here. The boy has to do it. What day is he having? Not a new show. In a good group at Japan, some say, they call round, we didn't see any for your call round, you buy a beer. My first day at school, you met each other among a lot of our more. A show beer, what dime when I see a guy at CM. I didn't be a beer, your jam night, but you never but I know she now what I sure we have to do something to this school.
Ebe kwetri ebe bua yenkwa na wa ha no. Edika no musua de wo India dan mu. Secretary Accra we jagba we na yenkwa esua de wo India dan mu a na ya de a se bi beka se enya de a eso ani esan se yetrim tra ha ma yemma esua de on tabona mu. Sa aban di sika hye edan mu a empepi na mafo hu se ya aban suku anase aban dance no ye sheda ma ye ninko ho ba we dey be make sure say culture of maintenance no e ya dey be maintain wa na ye can say no so no what say ahefo no ma ye tia say other challenges wo ho ye show me be say e ya abotre so munya abotre e ma aban
sika ene emwo kakra ya na aban ededum ebinum emomutumi ede hye abrabo ase a watudi employment and livelihood program no aban ede atodwa sade hye a wonom wo Atoy Mountain Western region no be say apem 1000 wonom ebenya emu akonya e wotakwa ensoyem kropon no emu.
Illegal mining, a free tinyina no idea, ha wo my Ghana pa na enu enkamfo no 2017 January mu na His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana can say want na se ema amanfo emfa kuntuna se entu efom agudie ensa ense yenshu ene yensase enti wo kan se ma obi a enkonkotu eye efom agudie bim na enshu grandpa yanum nyina no ade ani nyina asai enam illegal mining a ekoso ewo o my Ghana na enam se ye bra illegal mining ewo my Ghana no enam so ema dodo na so etimi ehwere wo enyuma wo epache se ede wo haw ene atete pa ene etimi aba beto amanfo eso. His Excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo akobie Government National Alternative Employment and Livelihood Program a eno eboa ewo miamia yetu eye efom agudie ewo my Ghana. Deputy Minister Emma Lands and Natural Resources Ora George Mreku Duka ene kobodwa ewo Akon community a wo pache se aban emma ho kwan ama manfo entu efom agudie ewo mra wo mo emfa emra enye djuma
that mine over here, one fan crofo kra na yan crofo 1000. One fan crofo kra na nipa 1000. Na impacta obe make no. Se every nipa kubia impacta o make go na busuam. Na chere there can pay 5,000 Security faster, which will protect her.
Can I say social mining yeah small scale mining and your how be braba na small scale mining no yeah in such a way say chemicals a good so no and in some keke but so tilapia to say bia me tilapia na say bia na so you di mercury ni bi enti a machine yeah the aba say the bear ebeboa yen small scale miners no betima ye adwuma ebrebebrebe ne exposure to chemicals no ni nyina na so beti ko chemicals na do so and yen chemicals keke intutuo na eba no mo a lot of asthma ne ade it is how dey feel say ebetimi aso ano na machine we e de nyema mensa na eba mo ye adwuma ntentem e ma mo chi mo gold we no na yi kra ye be 95% and na esa mo ejai the use of chemical there's some use in no ede no ni nyina na so etu betwa enti na ye this machine ya ba aban aje tu na efi say beboa na small scale man betima produce more gold e de aboa yen economy no.
Sayako esikuma enuwo efifi mantema obahema awo breman mehye nana yabo motosu mienu wasrese ewose enwuma dodo no a eba mesini mu se de be ye betumi aboa ama emayo no enya bi aye na emperewanyinsan etso etumi ati
Ayasa fishing ayenya yatisa ayebuka na ebebuwa ma ipuntu kese aba omen ipuntu kese so aba brema esu magistrate ya shese ye buama oman edi nti mesra ye nuano mban na so omu na fo nshe na ye mbuane ye na musa ye so ye fa ye yufu no nshe na ye bebo modisi ye bebo abua yufu na no na ye chirechiro mo afa se bi nyinsan a so wunyi ya tine pregnancy e koso e da ya koma so se ekuo yi se ye nganche bia ye be form na ye do mata na ye chirechiro amom ede wo ho asie wo mo so nya ba be do mo mpanya afi so be ni petitu ama oman na fe so manya adwuma pa bia ya e na mo so di mpuntuo kase ebe ba breman emamu ama oman no agina na obi ehu se yi ba ma asikuma district to yan so ye oho enti me koto stress me mo bia eyi ne ho mfim
aban de wo litu aban so aban no ne shesi enti se wan kasa wan wa ukuru na kasa do ni tu aban so yi bia ma wa you end up losing everything enti misra breman for wa
ya to akase bono eso no panyikase wono na dan nwumasua no e wasante mantem maame Mary Owusu afiye akasa aboasuafo nyina akokọ afri enienso ade na afisuban bone a wadudin indiscipline eho Ashanti Regional Schools Representative Council wamo enhyiamu ne etoso aduonu nan abaso ewo Kumase ha na enhyiamu yi wotonsa e de frem panimfo akukudam ya Ashanti Regional Director of Education Madam Mary Owusu Afriye na woka ho no kodruye e no wone ne mayi e kasa tu onmofo no wo kyese enwumasua ase ye no nyade a wo be ye nhwe ha ama sukufo aye ne awope ewo suku mu ensese school nyoma eni nsemhunu enka ho wo be hwese embra no eni wobi a obetu sam anamo no ebedi ne nyonyono na eno na wode eto SRC foyenim se wone asukufo ne nkasa waye won panimfoi na wontu wonfo se ne ebe ya eniema wo be ye ne be ye eniema ebeboa won mankasa adisua na nkoya ade a eye basabasa ebetumi du hawaba.
The region experienced a number of unfortunate incidents a couple of weeks ago when final year students were about to complete school. The Ghana Education Service and the police unit picked up intelligence about some threats to lives and properties in schools from some final year students. Some students managed to carry out their threats by putting lives and properties at risk in some schools. A number of arrests have been made by the police, and the culprits are being dealt with in accordance with the law. It's shameful and embarrassing. The students, after their 3 years training and academic journey in school, will rather want to harm their own teachers and put school properties at risk. Every broken louver blade or scratch on any building or any other damage will be refunded in equal measure by perpetrators of these evil acts in accordance with the stipulations of the service. The laws of the country will also be at full force against such individuals. I charge you as student leaders to go back to schools and warn your students that the authorities will not hesitate to take serious action against students who engage in this practice to safeguard lives and properties on school campuses. In an era of leaked videos and unwholesome content all around us, I call on you to advise your colleagues in their own interest to respect the ban on phones in schools until there is a review of that directive.
President Awada Ashanti Regional Schools Representative Council ano ene Abayua Tracy Asamwa na ono so ekasa ojumedie nase.
In my days as a student leader, I have come to the realization that students behave better when they are made a part of decision-making process. My early days in senior high school saw frequent open forums organized in various schools by heads of these institutions to articulate the grievances of the students. Sadly, these open forums have stopped abruptly. In light of this, I suggest that these open forums should be reinstituted in our institutions because, after all, Sankofa, Yenchi, violence is never the way to go, as suggested by the motto of the Ashanti Regional Student Representative Council, emancipation of students through dialogue and a philosophy of non-violence.
Emabuna wonom ewo akomadan ewo offensive north mensin wasanti mantemu no womo akasa e de atukro no adehia wonom atutu kwan akopia brochire enim se wosia chi nyoda ehwa na otafre no nti womo nsan mrafie na momeboa kro no empuntio
Adisi omote akomadan adwuma kese pa omoye eyento sidua ewom sem won sase no omotimi didua enuane ahodo bebrede nanso enobaye omodua no wo hamu chichemu aduakono yento sia wo omote mpotam wo omadi free emfie dunwotwe ekono de wo nyina eyento si akuafo emabu na ewo akomadan se said beye a enwasua papa befa ne ntam perfrenti wo mabo ntrimpo se wo keka won ho abom na omosi community library so obi baby akenkan nwoma dia obenya baby atena omuwie nso a omoto power plant and Afia hospital empa e de akwakoboa omapomden ho nsem ewo empotem ho enumu no omosem ensakro enso onyankopon ani katanti omanfo a omufri akomadan na wotete me ahodo omomwa amanone ene Ghana ha nyina wo srese won kamom no omso kakra wo benya no wonfa meboa enam se kroni mpuntuo no omugyan ni nyina de to aban so a enya ade a de omohwehwe omonsa beka omde nsem nyina to dwa ewo akomadan homecoming event on peso mu yenti wapa ho ntoma se nyankopon ya adoma December bosom ne de toso aduenu nan ekosi ne de toso aduenu nwotwe en wode ebedi sa adwuma no
enema esi eni so pese de boa yen district in akomada na pese busy for now. Letters upon letters are being written to the various quarters. It is a DC office, the MP office, the political leaders in our district, you know. You trust about consult to me now. We are appealing to them say they any so because to buy a plant in India that from sir it comes with cost. Into Mumba no boy no support here. Name Concoto plant and informa Akomada Health Center.
Yeah, see any community library. Into the community library, SNUCBC community library, MWA Chrono. And I health center also. You do lighter. Omunya lamp crown da yejuma. Youth the see also say a person can enter plant and farmer hospital any hospital base in farm. TSR Akomada for Monsamu be a motu kwan where chichi say, the Sremo yes a homecoming be, the Sremo will be anfa the support and then a home of the member is our programming.
And Mabunu, I can't boma, Buntu ho, and until Mantia no count boma, can say, a more babe yes, and a bear, Akomada Buntu, but calling him Harriswono. Now, consensus is here. Yan so your crema, ye boy bedero, let's say, dear who rip. Near Shavon, crying, near Bon about say, among Koso, na yan so town a chi, Senebeya, Cree, no me bree, a big call, Nenim. Or no welcome to details that is a crying Kumasi, or now my way chicken dear to go. Corner boss, if you are quadaya, no be a can toss the crew, and toss the discover, until we was always cut, and until no, yes, long, Yama, a dinner, Chrono, Yamabwa, Namfata Chrono.
I was for year to work as a bono so na 1 year a tree a shine ahudo ewo memu onomni a shenka random kabumko mecha private transport operators no wanom akasa a day atu aban enim say etuo eda petrol so anafuo so ewo memu no ano den eni ti aban enhwe na saa etuo no wonhwe bebre emfiri so anye saa paade a ene wonom ebeti etua ewa bra wonom enye adwuma na no anomode ato aban mi se wo mo mane nansa pe 3 days sa adesedi a wonu busa ni wamfa enya no ama wo mu dia ene ye wada be November de toso edubaako enwume no mensa 3 pm ena sa etuate strike action no wonum sha ase enunti aban ensha no so na we no mo friends amtrofo nhyiemu eno adue ya ena wo mu esi sa gina ye wo ya wo mpanyifo do won sa hye ase de wonum edibi aba abonten na mo kyese wo madwuma no ekoye kakra nanso no empempi no ya na eto a wo mu etua na to dead da petrol so ya na no den petrol de bia de be chi bia yetum e basa no a na mo so wo se force wo mo so ahyentiade air transport fare no wo so epegem kaka no so mo ko pegem a na no so aban ene wo mo ekun na air private transport operators no Ghana Private Road and Transport Union for Kahon GPRTU, Association of Tipper Truck Drivers for also Kahon, and a Harbour Transport Owners, Ghana National Cargo Transport Association, Ghana Committed Drivers Association, Concerned Drivers Association, Digital Drivers, and Afia Commercial Motorbike Riders, the attack from Okada no, Womunina Kamubi, na a Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Fonso, Womunina Ashesa Equemu Ebi. Na Wamu Ensami, GPRTU, Wamu for our Ora Godfred. One I didn't say I shall see not what to be a money and some trophy yen so yen said to me I can be was upon prize no and what day papa as a boss me be I say Ghana a yakwa 2 petrol menunti or month me near Juma wa bra or more ever bocawum. As I said, dear, Sir Bang and share am more or dear. Watching an omiansa or more share at Tuyatiano as say. Yes, wakase bon eso dokotwo hene a woni na naba for enum wakasa asre aban sai akwan a wo mo nam so no enye enunti aban hwe na onyema wo
akwan a eda ayensu ya no mansin num ye ade a ere hawadwene paaye na nipa a ewo ho ne de wonsa agu nti a wore sunse mfi bebre ni a okwan ne sei mpanyin ntwa wonani mbehwe sa okwan ne ma wonye ni titiro ni kota akodokrochewa nipa a ewo mantem ho nyina akuya no woye nanso wode afeba akwa ye kuya ebra so se wokoton nya so mfa so no okwan ne enye nti wokofa no ba ne begu kwa ho a ebegu ha na apro kakra bi nso ya wobetumi wode akowongu aketo a ewo ho no ahoho ntumi mba mbeto esanse kuro ne de obi a yekuya nti obi nto obi ade eno nti ahoho na biribiye mu wodan won se wobeba na onga beto won niema ama won nanso akwan na enye nti niema no aka nwura mu eyi na bra UTV sentwrofo twuben ohina owo dokrochwa eye nana bafo enum twetwen enkomo na okire mu se
due to say kwan yenti ama endoba nyina aka nwura mu dokrochwa so ye main market center aka ye fense no apepem ho enti enuan a ewo se amko oyekuya na wase numa no ekọ nsawom ekọ nkran no na ne nyina aka nti ema nsunsu ema yenya nsunsuane bone afi ne di ho se car esi aka nkomba aba so obi ya ye health center eba kope mo amko hu sene na sene na asamene maika no sese ya health center no nya dwuma biem ye nyina yekọ nsawom hospital ena suhum kwan kwa de ese bubuo which means ayesu no kwan nyina asai enti ama enya sunsuan bone ewo yinkrum ha enti yesra ban se ontwe ne mehwe ye na yesu ye ka Ghana fo hu bi
UTV insentwrofo ne ahyenkafo kakra wotumi fasa okwan no so twetwen enkomo
masa yen kwan ba ko pe na ne yen problem mimi gina we the master age me lanza ma me so me ka wona age me ka se medical na ba kwan we so nti waje me ka afi me nsem nti se enye na daro ma no owo bi na medina chi a nka me ye driver pa e kom de me because of say na akwan ni nye nti no ye ko kom ni e ko peka na e de ba hape no ma beji ko because obi a mpese ne ka e be fa sa akwan we so nti esre mo abade a mo aye na akwan no yensu montwa kwan no so mai na monka so mai ne yensu ye ntimi nya adwuma ne nya bi
ekwan na enye ni nti enuane nso wa ha ya meto a ahafo no eye den mo se obi adro afuo na banche aka nwuram bode aka nwuram aba aka nwuram wan na ebeye den se ya ma na omo atimi aton na omo agisika na omo so se bi omo nsa aka omo ano
be kwan ye na mo so obeka se trata kura fa so obre what about trotro car
ya kasi ya manso asabi agwadifo ya maame no ha no mudidi omkoba no mode hwe mfiti enkwala abrimu abezine ya si paake yan kasa ya ne ombe ya sremu so ma baade a monye bibi man
sanso en adisha wonom ewo eye kwamesua eno ewo doma central ewo bunu mantemu womni ahyankafo ade ato abanim say wudi free chiremasu edikosi Gambia ekwan no asai pa nti abanhwe na wonye
namsui eye free chiremasu ekomem May road Safi road na how driver for namu wa ba ye wahu bi amana kese didam nso to de akwan timi block kokra unya ba bia na de car krafa am se utwa wani kura container bi na amini a eda hoyi ti last week na ya drivers no ye de anwia car sa anwia ebetua amana no bi because of sa container no a amini a eda ho no ti no na ama ne kura mo ba ya asi yetumi ya fom kakrin kanda de ke din kura se mo ankasa mo betumi anante na mo de aba nti ya pamocho se ne mo ka bi ewumi mo de to ya ban nanimu a emwa owo no de aba beden na yarefo abrew ha ono mo hwere wo mo kwa so hwere
tawo se ya mpode kwan we wo fa so a wo bedru wonyem kura na asaya amaw chese kwan no nye enye kura se ya so obinya topic ha na se emfa ne nko doctor ye nuru ba bia na nipa na awu nti ye sra ban se omwaye no meye kwani maye na ye so ye nyankwa
ye kwan de agegu kura first night dimba be se twice and then you not to kura no wo ko taxi ko de so be ko di ne taxi ko e jakro afesu ye bai kwai kin abutane ne manyina ma mi ke ko ze mi be ntimi ma na mi gina yi di bedu kura o mu gina ko mi so ni ze bia robes kan ntimi ko ti esre mara mmoe na aja America na kai ni mi da mmoe ma enye yenje kwan na kan ntimi ko ni akon ya bada bia na patinya fo so ntobe na mi ndi e bre o kwan wezu abani suso ke kan ho bi adai se ni esi to ba na yenwune sawo yezero wa ma ye ni ma bebre akachi ntimi wan ke kan ho dia wa next 4 years yeni ne ebe amen
me esi PBC driver etwikogo na ile ha kokko ina na metwe sende ese mitimi ko be 2 a kwa ni tibe me ko bia 1 na me ko etu kan kwa ni ka kwa timi sika bia dibema ma bi ko do aize kan timi mmiri bu bucket bi ta groto be mmiri sikwa no na odu ano asai no asa ko be bufro e kwa ni nyam fifili nyina ya mana kese pa tika kese kitu oba na bo fa no fa yezo be mmiri ama Canada
e kwan de enya kura kwan se wo de ka si ha ya ka no e we se da bia ko maintenance ka no ukoto petrol guma untimi mfa nya adwuma kakra kura na petrol ni nyina san efizaji sa wo de sha first nko na ade akon kitenkite sa ndikwa ne de asai pa ba mehu yamboa na o mehwe kwan no munyama efize sise sa anwa ka kura ba untimi nsia no yisa wo pe bi gina na ka bi e ba untimi bo nsan ho yisa wo pe bi gina nsan na unwie twema nsan na waba dini nyina ha pa akwan yi so
dem se efri chiremasu be fa masu fa kwabe nsia na de akwakosi Gambia number 2 na problems are face wo kwan so ne se ya kwan na se kra te se wo ye ho bibia enyiye se de kra m se nsuo agya kakra na aboa ya driver fo no betim efa so kakra na first ne de bi kura beduru bia so be pono so no na timba ka bi a akofa nnua no na wa be block kwan no so je se wo san afiri akofa kurubi wa mofre ne nsuta sana wa bobom saa kosi wa anafo ansana wanya main road no eswafa enti yesre aban materials wo ho mse be 2016 be de contract na ma obi ana oye kwan no na change of government by na amse kwan ni si hwa enti yesre aban how be bre na ewom se materials wo ho kutare ne abo ni nyina ewo ho a kwamasuafo ne ye bo ho ban mse contractor na baaye no kwamasua ne ye kura obaaya obese so ye ma no noma bebre ne na dwuma fo na betenem ti noma no wo ho ntie sra ban se omra no meboaye
ama kodwo so ensem enie COVID-19 ya de asane apagya ne mu dendenden o Mauritius memu enam so ama school se wo ho nyina aban no atomu
Sa amanebo we no osoafo ohwe adesua ho nsem so ewo Mauritius Lila David Dukan ene di tu dwa wo chemu se ehu behia se wo mbetimi atoto schools nyina mu efise COVID-19 yade no ekosoro pa na wohwe mu a efri October da etoso dum wahwe mu no oman no a record 1856 cases a wo nyina nya COVID-19 yade no bia ekire se yade no akosoro pa yie enu se ehu behia se omde nhyehyɛ pa begu fom abotimamufo no ho bani titiri asukufo no se de be ya yade no ento nkoso ha entretre ewo oman no emu na akopie mu ewo oman no ne kuro bi a efre no Indian Ocean Island se ya yade no akosoro pa wo ho nam so manipa be te se aduanan mienu de wo mu ati nananom ewo nse do wo na wotwe kakra atwam mu ya wo mu emfie no range no efri du 9 ekokopem aduosia enu ntimpanifo a kire se wo mu hwe etoto ne ema yi se de be ye wo mu nyina betimi abo wo mu ho ban
awusafa gudie mu nsam na edru so oduro Romeo aykrado odebeto aso yetwe ho ambasisia